You know, we were talking the other yesterday, Doug, about like what we would do for the right money when it comes to our political views and all that. Like, I'm not great, you know, off the cuff talking about shit I don't know shit about, right? I think I've proven that to everyone who's ever tuned into the stream while I'm on here. But I have a decent voice and I'm pretty good with you know, like writing things out. So if I did like long form video essay content towards conservatives, I could make a fucking killing. And yet, despite my need for constant attention and validation from people I don't know, I think that I haven't been able to move in that direction. Because I would have to espouse shit that I don't believe and buy into. And that I could not bring myself to do. Because if I did like the moderate conservative shit where I'm like, come on, guys, the Democrats aren't that bad. The liberals aren't that bad. These are things that we can come around to. No one cares a fuck about that, man. You got to do like the quartering and just grift like a motherfucker.
I mean, you do realize like a lot of those people are just like failed actors or journalists, and this is just like a gig for them. Like, I've had this argument with Destiny, but like I am 90% sure Ben Shapiro is just totally bullshitting.
You think so?
100% is my opinion on the subject.
Okay.
I can offer a lot of arguments, and I have a personal story which I have no proof of. But it's just like all those guys and a lot of those people, like in my experience, like not 90, like 2/3 of all young conservatives just totally in it for the money because it's really good money. It is really good money, and it's just grift. It's all grift. Now you can argue: does their apathy make them culpable? Well, that's a whole other discussion. But do they believe this stuff? Nah. So yeah, get on that grift. Make that money.
You really think he's full of shit? Well, you said you have a story, but like, so me operating without a story, I feel that he is like genuine. He's just like any other conservative that is able to is willfully ignorant of the facts, misinterprets data to their benefit, things like that. Not necessarily that he doesn't believe it, because I think when he talks about, like, for instance, you know, the marriage shit and all that and sex before marriage, I think he's being completely genuine in his views.
I will.
Or when he talks about the black community,
he does seem weirdly obsessed with his whole like talking about like his opinions on marriage. Like if there's one thing I could believe that's honest about him, it sounds like an own, but like I'm trying to be respectful about his religious opinions. I could totally believe he didn't have sex till marriage. Like I know people who are very religious and have that opinion. But to me, so much of the rest of it, like he's a guy who wanted to work in Hollywood, who lives in Los Angeles. He was like a child prodigy, and he didn't spin off of that into anything. He did become a professional musician. He didn't become a professional Hollywood scriptwriter. So instead, where he ended up, he worked for Breitbart. And if the stories are true, like his job at Breitbart was to get bullied by Milo Yiannopoulos. I think it was just he wanted the money, and he needed the money. Like it seems that simple. And out of that, he's able to spin himself a brand new career. Like on the internet, it seems like he's been around forever, but like Ben Shapiro's only been like a major like conservative celebrity
for like a couple of years, right? Since he got that
show
on.
Yeah, he's not that old. It's not like he's Glenn Beck, which Glenn Beck's a whole other discussion.
I remember listening to him when I was in high school on radio. Yeah.
Sure. But there's like a whole debate around like liberal people if he's faking or not. There's a lot of evidence that he's just totally bullshitting it. He's got a fascinating story about how he was like a shock jock, like fairly moderate to like libertarian liberal kind of type, and he had this big come to Jesus movement because he nearly overdosed.
You're talking about Glenn Beck, right? When he used to be
Glenn Beck, yeah,
into I think he was an alcoholic, was he?
It was alcohol or drugs, I don't recall, but regardless, like I don't wish anyone to be an alcoholic or whatever, and I don't think for liberalism it's required to be an alcoholic or drug user, despite my personal experience. However, like, now, is that true or not? Did he actually come around to conservatism because of this, or did he realize that's where the money was? Because he did this when Rush Limbaugh was making big money.
Well, for Glenn Beck, it's also, to be clear too, it wasn't just conservatism. It was him becoming a Mormon. I think is a big part of his faith.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a huge. He talks about it, or he used to talk about it a lot of this. I don't know what he's like now, but that, and then he was always like a libertarian-esque person that tended to side with conservatives or Republicans. Although to be fair, Glenn Beck never towed the Republican Party line as much. He was always like pretty principally like a libertarian. I think it actually caused a lot of trouble with the Blaze because he didn't want to give as much favorable coverage to Trump, which I think fucked his news network up a bit.
I think Glenn Beck actually like believes himself to be like a political leader with a media empire kind of thing. Like that's why he created the Blaze. Like he was like the first one to kind of spin off his own thing from Fox News.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he was pretty
like,
successful with his like he had like his marches, rallied to restore truth or honor, or whatever, like all that shit. Like
yeah, he was the closest the right had to Jon Stewart.
He was really like huge. I think his show was probably second to O'Reilly back when he was on Fox.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, he's completely fallen off. Like,
Yeah.
he's got nothing on Breitbart. Like, if you recall, in 2016, he did a big show of like Samantha Bee and like fundraise for Hillary Clinton. And now where is he? He's back with Trump.
Oh.
And you can say, oh, he's flexible. Well, it's like it's one thing to be flexible, and it's one thing to not be, or it's another thing to just go where the money is / not be very confident in your ideals. And I offer the same criticisms towards people like Ben Shapiro. I offer the same criticisms to a lot of people on the right wing, specifically a lot of these young people. And I think it's like you can argue it's not being confident in your political ideals, but I think it's simple. Like just analyze it from material conditions. They're just going for the money. So if you want to make conservative essays to get the cash in, go for it. That's what Tim Pool is doing.
No, Tim, you know what? Oh, God.
what is it? Why can't I see what this tweet is in response to? Why does it do this sometimes? Do I need to click something?
Was it deleted?
I don't know. Is it?
The parent tweet might have been deleted.
Fucking stupid. Oh, she deleted it. Oh, she deletes her tweets half the fucking time because she can't fucking. She's got such a weak backbone. She can't stay committed to her political ideology or even some of the things she says. She deletes her tweets so often.
Well, also because her material benefits are tied to her political opinions. Like, it's commodified.
I don't even think she's smart enough to think of it that way. She's just brain dead. I hate Sean Head. She's so fucking moronic, dude. I would cringe if I was ever a fan of her. Holy shit. There was only one good reason to be a fan of her ever at any point in time, and that's because you thought she looked like Boxy. It was literally the only reason.
I don't know these references, but like I disagree. Like I think, for good or for ill, even if you're incredibly dumb, like you still will recognize like, oh, I have less spending money in my bank account. Like unless she's living with her parents as like a 16-year-old, she probably understands that. Am I wrong?
Maybe. I don't know how much it matters past a certain point. Like you say, spend in your bank account. Like I don't know if YouTubers at this level are seriously like looking at their bank accounts for stuff like that, right?
Is she that big?
Doesn't she have 1 million? How do you spell this dumbass? This
Hey, Steve, when you go to Minneapolis, is it Minnesota
friends.
that
So
you're
today
debating, homeboy?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go up there, tell him he can do more than bully me if it ends up with me getting Shapiro money. Pass
Well,
that
I'm talking to
message
Milo Yiannopoulos, not Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, that's what I said. Because apparently that's what Doug said he was there for Milo to bully.
Oh, nice. Trying to think of how hard I want to go on this conversation, or not how hard I want to go. I'm trying to think of how much I want to appeal to conservatives in this conversation, because I feel like I have this is a really easy debate for me. Like it's the evidence is overwhelmingly obvious on my side. So I'm trying to think.
Don't underestimate Milo. I was there at one of his debates, at one of his like group debate things when he showed up at university. He's a lot better than he lets on from what I've seen in person.
I guess.
In my opinion.
I mean, it's an hour and a half with me and him. Like, I'm pretty confident.
Jesus.
Yeah, I don't think.
I think that's enough time for you to actually be like, and, you know, what's the phrase you used before? Like, give him an olive branch or something. Like, that's enough time where you don't have.
Well, I
to
don't know.
shut
The
down
olive
the
branch
whole
would
thing.
never be to him. I hate him. The olive branch would be to the audience.
To conservatives, yeah, but you have enough time to do that without him like being able to use that against you. Then you're not.
The topic is whether or not words can actually hurt a person.
Oh God. Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I hate these fucking feeling debates about fat words and shit. Oh my God.
It's such an easy conversation, and I can hit it up from like 6 different like academic areas too. Like, well, then advertising words impact people, economics words impact people, psychology, obviously we see words impact people, politically words can call people to action. Like, it's a really easy conversation. So there's like a lot of angles that I can take it. But I'm like a pretty big free speech guy myself, so I feel like I can find a lot of common ground with conservatives in the audience. I don't want to talk too much about it. I've got like a bunch of shit written down for it, because I know that people are going to be watching and like sending shit to them. So
I give it 15 minutes that you guys stay on topic.
I think I'm a lot better now if I want to at holding people down to a certain topic. I think that's a skill that I've like deliberately practiced quite a bit over the past year. I think I'm pretty good at that. I did that really well with Nick, and I think I did it pretty well in our conversations with Vosh and James Allsup and Striker.
Are you prepared for him to do personal attacks? I remember like this, like
He can't
specifically
personal
at our
attack me. There's so much about him. Like, I can pull out pedophile jokes like a million miles an hour against him and always win those times. If he wants to roll around in the dirt like that, that's so easy for me. Like, he's literally saying like gay people need to get fucked by adult men, and like that would be so stupid of him to go in that direction. Like, if he wants to, we can, but I would welcome it. Like, that would be like the one realm I know I'll never lose at. Like, I've been on the internet for so long, but I don't think he even knows that much about me. So I'd be shocked if he decided to like make it super personal.
He went and found out at my university that like the person he was debating or arguing with had like broken up with the trans person, and like that's what he attacked this person on for being a hypocrite. And it was just like some random college student. I don't know how he found this or knew this out.
Probably somebody passed the information on to him, emailed him that was at the store, whatever.
Well, yeah, but like that's what you're probably going up against, this weird cult of like, if it's still around, I guess. Sure,
but I mean, one advantage is that like half the shit he says about me probably won't even be true. I'll be fine. I'm okay with personal attacks. Like, that's okay, especially because I'm gonna be, if I'm in a conservative forum too, I can bring back 2013 Nebraska Steve as well. Like when I was on the kill stream with Nick Fuentes, man, if I'm not on fucking Twitch and I can go hard on someone, oof, that's a blast from the past. Those are my most fun moments. So yeah, it's not something I'm worried about. But I do think it'll be like a really positive conversation. I think I can have like a really good. I feel like this is going to be a really good conversation for me. We'll see.
Is your goal to use it as a jumping off point to more conversations with conservatives?
No, I don't tend to look at things like that. I tend to have a little bit more of a narrow focus. My goal is to go to a conservative audience, debating a conservative, moderated by a conservative, and have at least 25% of the audience coming away thinking that like I made really, really good points. That's my goal for this. It might branch out into there being more mainstream stuff in the future, because this will probably be my most mainstream debate. You know who Lauren Chen is, right?
Yeah.
She's the one moderating.
I tried to get.
She's moderating
the
debate.
on earlier on. I'm sorry.
Is she really?
Yeah, she's moderating the debate between me and Milo. So this will be like the most like mainstream affiliated people I've like interacted with.
I tried to get her onto your show like 4 months ago. I got really close, but she demanded money. I'm like, I'm not gonna even bother.
No.
She wants $5,000.
Hey, she balked at a debate with me. If you can get her to fuck with me on stream,
I remember that on Twitter. I think she was in one of those 1v5 convos I was in, but she dipped out immediately once I said a few words. I remember her. She's stupid as fuck too. I remember listening to her when she started going on Glenn Beck, and I was thinking, oh my god, a long time ago. This is maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And then I think she's on the Blaze now, right? Isn't she?
Yep.
Yeah.
So it worked, I guess.
I wish 2020 like could go back and re-listen to a lot of the shit that like Glenn Beck and what's that twitchy woman?
Megan McCain?
No.
Tommy
Twitchy's
Lauren?
the company she yeah.
Sarah Palin?
Ann Coulter?
No. Fuck, hold on. She's a Filipina. Twitchy. Yeah. Michelle Malkin.
Oh wait, no, that's
I
who I
don't
was
know.
trying to get on your show. That's who I was trying to get on your show, not Lauren Chen. Michelle Malkin. She's Tom Fuentes' is like manager, ex-girlfriend. I don't know what the relationship
No
is.
way.
She tried to get like Nick Fuentes to be like the head of like Talking Points USA. She was his entry into that, and she got pushed out by what's his name at head of TP USA for doing that, and then she created her own brand. I don't know if they had a relationship or not, but romantically or physically, but they had some professional relationship.
I remember hearing there was some relationship between them, but yeah. No, back when Twitchy was a site, like, as Twitter was blowing up, she created Twitchy was just like this conservative blog site that would talk about Twitter drama between politics, right? And I started getting into it like around 2012 election ramp up. And I just wish I could go back and like re-ingest the content and see if it hits me differently now. I assume it would, and I'd be very ashamed of myself.
You should sign up for Parler. It's like round 2 of that.
Yeah.
It's called the U.S. flag, you stupid fuck. This is the only flag that the United States federally has and recognizes. Why the fuck are you acting like a different